Hey, how's it going? It's Annaliese here, and I am so ready to share with you some of the model jobs I've done since ANTM. So yeah, you asked for it, and I thought I would deliver by creating more videos that focus on my modelling career. Now, if you haven't seen my day in the life of a model video, where I take you on a real commercial photo shoot with me, it is definitely worth a watch, especially if you want to find out more about the real model world. I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and followed me on Instagram. Now, later on in this video, I'm going to address something that happened very recently. Mr. J just did his IGTV chat on Cycle 17, and then Lisa D'Amato posted some stuff on Instagram. I'll talk about that later. But right now, I'm going to take you through some of the model jobs I've done since ANTM. Now, it was a whole 8 years ago, so I couldn't possibly show you everything. But what I've done, I've tried to group it into categories. So I've got magazine covers, magazine spreads and features, some TV commercials, some promotional bits, and some images that I found online. It's all subject to what I could get my hands on. I used to be more concerned about getting hold of images after photo shoots, but clients can sometimes be quite hard to chase, even if you request the images through your model agent. Basically, at the end of the day, it's not the client's priority to get the photos to the model. But let's get into what I have got. Now, by no means am I the kind of model that is gracing magazine covers left, right, and center, but I have been lucky enough to do a few. No like big, massive, world-renowned magazines, but as far as I'm concerned, and especially back then when I started modeling, a cover is a cover, honey. So this is actually one of the first covers. I think it actually might be the first cover that I ever did for Black Hair magazine, which is a very, very iconic magazine for basically Black British women. I really enjoyed this shot. It was very nice to see this on a shelf. I was actually part of the shoot inside, and then they randomly decided to choose this image as the cover. I did have it folded. I've lost it already. Here we go. So I was part of this photo shoot. This is actually my friend Jessie Romeo. Yeah, I think when you're starting out as a model, especially a black model, Black Hair magazines are basically your training ground. So I've got another cover here for the same magazine. Yes, they must have liked me. Giving you some straight hair vibes, one eye situation. This one was definitely a massive surprise to me. Again, I was part of the inside shoot. So I was part of this lovely photo shoot. I'm hoping you could see that. And then they decided to choose mine as the cover. Yeah. And then the funny thing is as well, is that not only am I on the cover of this magazine, but I'm actually in here modeling for a completely different product. Curl formers, winning. The next two covers are me modeling as me. So that's instead of being like a nameless model. That's because I had interviews inside. Now this one has been through a lot, but it was an honor to grace this cover because it's the cover of She magazine, which is actually produced and created in St. Lucia and then distributed to all of the Caribbean islands. My mum's St. Lucian, so that was just really important to me. I used to visit the island every single year as a kid. And after Top Model, I actually went and did a fashion show there. And yeah, this was part of that. I have an interview inside somewhere. Oh gosh, this magazine, it's so old, but I keep everything. I try to anyways. There's my little feature in there. Little ANTM pic. Yeah, it was an honor. Next, I have my most recent magazine cover, which was from last year, the cover of Boyfriend magazine. Again, modeling as me, which is basically the aim of my whole career. I'm definitely working on it. This was a really fun one because it was like a proper fashion-y shoot, some great shots in there. Hope you can see. And then we went into my interview, of course. But yeah, I had a lot of fun shooting this one just because, I mean, it was so dynamic. Look how quirky I look. Yeah, that was a good one. Now I'm going to show you a couple examples from some of the model jobs I've booked where I've featured inside magazines. Now, these are a lot more recent than my covers, I would say, in the last 2 years. So this one is for Woman and Home, which is a brand that I've worked for a few times. And here I did a autumn fashion spread for them. There you go. Again, this was another shoot where I was working with another model. Pleats, please. Here I am. Yeah. As I said, I've worked with this brand quite a few times, and I've also got a beauty shot in here somewhere to show you. Voila. And then I thought I'd show you this one. I mean, it's Specsavers magazine. I don't know if that counts. It counts to me. I'm a massive fan of eyewear. I have about 24 pairs of spectacles, roughly. So yeah, I quite enjoyed being in this shoot. Let's see if I can actually find myself. I should have... So here I am working a pair of frames. Yeah, that's some of the magazine jobs I've done. I nearly forgot my proudest magazine moment. I was featured in Fabulous magazine, which is a free magazine that comes with the Sun newspaper. Yeah, this was a big deal for me because I was featured as part of the Futures issue, Fabulous Females Ones to Watch for 2019. And I was basically featured as a presenter. Like that, as I said before, is kind of the dream for me. Here is my fabulous shot. I've got to say, this is probably one of the biggest interviews I've ever done, and it was just a super proud moment. Now I'm going to break up all of this talking for some light watching of some of my TV commercials. You said you wanted to see them, right? So this one is for Very, an online retailer. They had a new collection with a celebrity, Michelle Keegan.
Very introduces Michelle Keegan.
Boom, the boom, beating like a drum. Don't you give it all away because you're gonna want some. How'd you lay it down with a rhythm so sweet, like a little bit of milk and a little bit of cream? One so hot, so set it on fire.
Get more to your home from your phone. Get more out of every day at very.co.uk.
I feel like this is one of the few model jobs where I got to be quite glamorous, which is always fun in my book. And at the time, I was still a presenter on Heart Radio, and Michelle Keegan is married to Mark Wright, who was actually my colleague. So he used to do the Club Classics party show before me, and then I would take over after him. And this was just a really strange meeting of his wife. In fact, another odd thing, the other model, Charlie, I actually worked with her last week, yeah, for a beauty brand called Liz L. We're not even with the same agency. Small world. Next is my next commercial, or my advert that I did for Next Home just before lockdown. I had to jump off a 6-foot platform for this and make it look graceful.
Next Home. Just add you.
And now I'm going to show you my Emirates TV commercial. A lot of you have said that you've seen me in it with my interracial family and my 9-year-old daughter, who is the star.
As a family, we always fly Emirates. Mum and Dad are always saying, I love the breakfast. It's the lunch for me. We both like the snacks and the evening meal. Granny always says, the crew is so lovely with, can I get you anything, madam? My uncle loves Emirates 4 with thousands of channels. Plus, I never miss a live match. And my sister, if she ever spoke to me, would say, it's a free Wi-Fi, duh. You get so much more on an Emirates flight. Even the baby would say, fly Emirates, fly better.
Cute advert, right? Now, this was actually one of my most high-paid jobs. If you want to find out how much I made from this job, you can check out my How Much Money Can You Actually Make as a Model video. I've actually done quite a few commercials, but most of them I just haven't seen. I've done a Smirnoff commercial, also a Nestle commercial for a hot drink. I think that was for the South African market. Sure, so Rexona deodorant, never saw that one. So yeah, if you ever find me somewhere, let me know. My last miscellaneous category is like promotional material, in-store bits, and just some images I found online. This one is for Gold Collagen, which is kind of the job that just has kept on giving. They've extended the usage on it a few times, and it's in-store in Boots. And then I have MUA. This is a little leaflet I featured in. Some cute shots in there. This is India. She's also with my agency. And yeah, MUA are a great brand. The images are in store in Superdrug. As I've mentioned, I've worked with them a few times, which seems to be a theme for a lot of the work that I'm showing you. I am taking it way back with this one. This is probably the first time that I shot with a male model. It was for Avon's fragrance Aspire for the South African market. Yeah, I mean, there it is in all its glory. Avon is another brand that, again, I've worked with a few times over the years. A couple years ago, I shot for their foundation, and they've just extended the usage on that, which basically means that I got paid again because they want to use the images for longer. The Good Stuff is a hair care brand owned by Unilever, and this is another job that I talk about in my How Much Money You Can Make as a Model video. It was definitely a big money job, but I've never actually seen it in person. I've seen a lot of their online content as well as their website, but apparently it is in stores in Target in the USA right now. It's always good seeing yourself on a shelf, even if it's not in person. And last but not least, I want to show you one of my e-commerce clients, Fig Leaves. Now, when you shoot e-coms, it basically means that you are shooting product for the website. The days can be quite long. They're quite continuous in the sense that you get change, you shoot the front, the back, the side, all around, change again, do it again. You can easily get through like 20 to 30 products in a day. I will say that these e-commerce jobs aren't usually the highest paying jobs, but these clients or brands tend to use the same models over and over again, which can mean regular bookings, which is like gold dust to any model. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it cured your curiosity. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments below. So Mr. J's chat on Friday, he just covered cycle 17, so the all-star cycle. I didn't stay for the whole thing. I saw where he was talking to Alison and then a little bit where he was talking to Bianca Golden. It was definitely great to reminisce. This season was actually airing while we were filming cycle 18. And we saw parts or bits of the music video episode because we stayed in a hotel the night before we went to Macau. That was super surreal. Now, I actually forgot about all the drama with Annaliese and the re-recording of the finale. Total madness. And of course, they were addressing that in the chat. A lot of us other ANTM girls were there as well, commenting, etc. And then Lisa was there as well, and after the chat she decided to post about how awful it was how the show treated Annaliese. And I actually agree, because imagine winning America's Next Top Model and then it being snatched away like that. That would just be devastating. So I commented that I supported her for speaking out about that. However, the rest of her posts, you know, when you keep on swiping, went on to talk about Alison, and honestly, I didn't really get into it. I don't know Alison, not my business. And I wanted to take the time to address some comments that I got on my YouTube channel. So someone said that I should stay off of Lisa's Instagram because it's not doing me any favors in the fandom. First of all, I'm not out here trying to be somebody in the fandom. For me, Lisa D'Amato is just somebody that I've actually met. I've hung out at her house, and she was speaking out about something, and I was quite proud to support that. In terms of talking about Alison and whether she passed or didn't pass the psychological test, I know nothing about this. It is fully not my business. However, I don't understand how you would get to be on the show if you didn't pass. I thought that was the whole point, that you had to pass. But as I said, not my business. But this is sometimes the problem with Lisa. Obviously, she's very outspoken, but when she speaks out, sometimes the main thought gets muddied by loads of other ideas. I think that if she just spoke about Annaliese and the mistreatment of that, which is really the only part that I focused on, instead of adding in Alison and how Alison's fans treated her and all of that kind of mess, I think people would have understood her a lot better. Somebody else said that they thought it was a shame. Is that what you said? It was upsetting that I got involved in mental health issues about someone. I did not get involved, not my business. I'm gonna say it again, not my business. I have no beef with no one. I haven't even met Alison, but I wish her all the best. How fab did she look in Jay's chat? I haven't got any problems with anyone from the show, as far as I know. Definitely no problems with Tyra or Mr. J. I don't think I'm doing his chat, but I will be there with bells and whistles on. I've officially jumped on the YouTube train, so I've got lots of content lined up for you. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell for notifications. I've actually got enough videos now for a model diary playlist, so feel free to browse that along with taking a look at my ANTM reaction videos. Thanks so much again. See you soon.